one part we have to talk about, I think it's very important, is PISA scores. Since you come in as Minister of Education, what's your policy and strategy to strengthen Finland's education system?
The PISA score is something that Finns really follow.
Yeah.
We take pride in our educational system, and of course when we now see a slight downward trend, we see that as a serious question. At present we are digging into the reasons behind it. We have not got all the results yet, but we have an idea of what we should strengthen. We see that kids read less. We see that in this age where we are bombarded by digital media, by short bursts of information, where our attention span is being challenged, we have increased the hours of literature, reading, writing and mathematics in our lower grades, grades 1 to 6. That is to focus on the basic skills that we know are essential. We are trying to create calm in the classroom by eliminating the mobile phones. So in many ways the focus is on securing that the teacher has the ability to teach.
Another factor we have to talk about, of course, is artificial intelligence and technology used in classroom and education too. So how to integrate, how to utilize AI and new technology into classrooms.
In Finland, we released national guidelines of the use of AI earlier this year. So that's guidelines for good ethical use of AI in our schools. Then our municipalities have a lot of autonomy. We don't have a very centralized educational system, but we have local adaptations. So different municipalities have different approaches. And then of course, there is a strong feedback loop from the teachers to the ministry, to our National Board of Education in order to gather the good practices and then develop the system further. But I think what's the role of education and what should we focus on when we suddenly have machines that produce real looking results? We have taken the first steps, we have these guidelines and are of course continuously trying to develop our pedagogical approach.
What do you concern the most over the usage of AI right now in education?
Well, I think it's important that our students, our children learn to process information. That you can read a number of texts, get your own idea, create a synthesis, because that teaches you to process information, to understand it. And of course, if you do that not by reading the stuff, but by taking 4 documents and throwing them into ChatGPT or whatever language model you are using, and then you get a digested answer, then there's a lot that you don't learn, that you don't understand. That is maybe my main concern. Then there's good uses. I think it's easy to imagine that an app that uses AI as an engine that asks the student a question, that analyzes the answer, and through that the level of the student that then responds with a more difficult question. It's easy to imagine that these are very, very effective tutorials, tools. They can support learning, they can spar the student, they can get the student really engaged and through that be effective. So I don't think it's about using it, it's about how we use it.
Another part I think we have to talk about is bilingual education. How important is the language policy for Finnish?
So in Finland we have 2 official languages, Finnish and Swedish. You learn both in school. So you can go to a Swedish-speaking school and have Finnish as a compulsory subject, and you can go to a Finnish-speaking school and having Swedish as a compulsory subject. And then you usually start in Finnish-speaking schools to learn English when you're 7 on first grade. But generally I would say that students are good at English, and one reason is also of course the media environment they live in. In Finland you don't have dubbed programs. English programs are always in English with subtitles, and that's the environment where the kids have grown up. They have listened to English most of their life, and I think that creates an environment where you almost learn it by yourself. But to study early is probably the key. When you're young, it's easy to learn a language, and that has been the approach of Finnish schools.